high school entrance exams in Xi'an City in Shanxi province have run into a major issue. On July 21st, thousands of parents from Xi'an collectively protested at the Xi'an Municipal Appeals Center, expressing their concern that senior high school candidates from nearby Henan province are adversely affecting the chances of Xi'an students getting into universities. The protest scene was thunderous with calls of Xi'an kids need to go to school. The surrounding area was tightly guarded by police with stern faces and full gear, using barricades to prevent parents from breaching the line. Why would students from Henan choose to receive senior high school education in Xi'an? And how does this impact the opportunities for local Xi'an students to attend university? Netizens have used a vivid analogy to explain this phenomenon. Typically, senior high school entrance exam scores can be categorized into 6 levels: A, B, C, D, E, and F. High schools generally accept students whose scores fall within the top 50%. This means that whether in Shanxi province or Henan province, only students with A, B, or C ratings can be admitted to senior high school. However, the crux of the issue is that half of the A's and B level students from Henan province choose to take the senior high school entrance exam in Xi'an. This results in only A and B level students from Shanxi having a chance of entering senior high. For those Xi'an parents whose children scored a C, this is difficult to accept as their children will lose the opportunity to enter a senior high school and hence the chance to attend university. Henan province has a population of hundreds of millions, yet its education resources are relatively lacking. Many families with the means and ability opt to transfer their children to Xi'an for schooling during junior high. Some families with lesser means will also try to raise funds to send their children to other cities in Shanxi province for junior high, eventually participating in the senior high school and university entrance exams there. Here are some statistics to illustrate this trend. In 2020, the number of new junior high school students in Xi'an was 68,000. This year, when these students took high school entrance exam, the number increased to 103,000. It's highly likely that the extra 35,000 students were transferred from Henan province to Shanxi. Let's look at another set of comparative data. Take Shanghai as an example. Although the city has a permanent population of 24 million and 110,000 students taking the university entrance exam, Xi'an only has a population of 13 million, less than half of Shanghai's, yet has a comparable number of students sitting for the university entrance exam. This phenomenon fully reveals the abnormal increase in the number of students taking the university entrance exam in Xi'an. Why are so many students from Henan flocking here? The reason is that Xi'an has many universities, with 11 top-ranking 985 project and 211 project universities, while the entire province of Henan has only one 211 university. Therefore, the undergraduate acceptance rate in Shanxi is much higher than that in Henan. In 2023, the undergraduate acceptance rate in Shanxi was about 78.79%, while Henan was only 46.86%. The chance of getting into university in Shanxi is much greater than in Henan. How do parents in Henan transfer their children to Xi'an? There are several pathways. The most compliant one is to work or purchase property in Xi'an, pay social security contributions. Some people register the residency in Xi'an but still work in Henan, with agencies helping to pay social security contributions and the children board at schools in Xi'an, or the parents accompany their children to Xi'an for study. Some parents simply register collective households and their children only come to Xi'an to take the junior and the senior high school entrance exams. Why are so many parents choosing to settle in Xi'an? Why aren't these students from Henan province choosing cities like Tianjin, Beijing, Ningxia, where it's easier to get into university? The answer dates back to 2017 when Xi'an aimed to qualify as a mega city. At that time, with only 8 million inhabitants, it didn't meet the 10 million population requirement for megacity status. As a result, Xi'an initiated a policy that anyone with a bachelor's degree could change their household registration without needing to buy a house, leading to the current situation concerning the entrance examinations. Online, numerous educational institutions promote the concept born in Henan, study in Shanxi. They provide comprehensive services from helping parents in Xi'an change their household registration to their children's school enrollment, middle school, and university entrance exams. They also offer paid service to help Henan students legally enter middle school in Xi'an, participate in middle school entrance exam, and then continue to senior high school and university entrance exam in Xi'an. These services are not cheap. Most families need to spend between 80,000 and 200,000 yuan when transferring to a Xi'an school in 8th grade. With annual tuition ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 yuan, the total expense for 2 years approximates between 200,000 to 400,000 yuan, a sum unaffordable for average families. Hence, only families with sufficient resources can make the move to Xi'an. Taking the example of Xi'an's Taiyi Middle School and its affiliated schools, all of their students managed to get into senior high schools. Some classes consist entirely of students from Henan. Various associated institutions and departments have reaped substantial profits from this arrangement. The Taiyi Middle School in Qujiang District, recognized for its teaching quality, has attracted a large number of people to buy property nearby. The government has thus profited significantly from the real estate market. Residents from Henan also purchase houses here, with agencies charging hefty fees to help them secure Xi'an's household registration. These students from Henan then enter Taiyi Middle School. After graduation, they are guaranteed admission to Xi'an Senior High School and stand a better chance of getting into elite universities like those ranked 985 and 211. Once the college entrance exams ends, these Henan parents sell their houses at high prices to the next wave of Henan parents looking to relocate their children for schooling. These people do not work in Xi'an, do not contribute anything to Xi'an, yet they enjoy Xi'an's educational resources and even profit from selling their houses. Local middle schools in Xi'an, in a bid to elevate their own middle and high school exam scores, also bring in a lot of excellent students from Henan. This strategy attracts more students' enrollment, but it also results in many local students missing opportunities to get into C9 League, China's top 9 unis, and 985 universities. While these tactics enhance the school's reputation, they raise questions about the fairness of education. Public school teachers' salaries, school generating costs, and even part of the nutritional breakfast some schools provide are all supported by Xi'an's taxes. Yet Henan families don't need to pay taxes in Xi'an as long as they have sufficient finances to buy a school district house and pay a high agency fee for a household registration. Their children can repeat the final year of junior high school until they successfully pass the entrance exam to a desirable Xi'an senior high school. This situation puts a strain on local families with poorer economic conditions who can't afford to buy school districts housing or cover the cost of repeating a year. If their child scores slightly low, they may have no choice but to choose vocational senior high schools and would be unable to attend universities. On July 14th, Xi'an announced the minimum admission score for high school this year, with 6 urban districts set at 539 points, 16 points higher than last year. Therefore, some schools previously considered second tier by parents have become extremely popular. Some students are forced to choose schools further away from home with inferior teaching quality or even vocational schools. This undoubtedly infringes on the rights of Xi'an residents, particularly those families who contribute tax to the city. Therefore, parents in Xi'an have chosen to take to the streets to protest in defense of education fairness. On July 21st, a large number of parents gathered outside the Xi'an City Letters and Calls Reception Center to protest. The mayor of Xi'an, Ye Niuping, appeared that afternoon to converse and dialogue with the parents. In the early morning of the next day, when the Xi'an municipal government released the regulations for the middle school entrance examination admissions, announcing that it would strictly deal with irregularities, comprehensively review the eligibility of the 3,608 returnee students involved, and crack down on educational immigration agencies, parents did not respond enthusiastically. They believe the actual number of transfer students far exceed the government's announced figure, holding strong doubts towards the government's response. The parent rally, originally scheduled for the afternoon of July 22nd, Saturday, under the statue of Xuanzang at the Big Wild Goose pagoda had to be relocated to the doorway of the appeals office in Xi'an Economic and Technological Development Zone due to the government's swift closure of the Big Wild Goose Pagoda in Datang Everbright City. Coupled with the reinforcement of police presence, parents chanted, "Children need to go to school, leaders come out," and the protest mood did not weaken. Parents' doubt about the government's announcement mainly stem from distrust of the local government's credibility. In the past, a government document could satisfy the public, but this trust has been shattered by a series of local government credibility incidents. Parents are more inclined to trust their own judgment than the government's statements. The only way to resolve this issue is to provide sufficient evidence to confirm the authenticity of the government's announcement. The problem of moving cities for the purpose of attending entrance examinations for designated middle school and university exists nationwide, and Tianjin City is a notable example. Some parents working in Beijing but without a Beijing hukou household registration system often choose to buy a house and settle in Tianjin, a city with relatively weak competition, to let their children participate in the university entrance exam. These children of migrant workers have excellent academic performance in Tianjin, even enhancing the status of some less outstanding schools, making them key schools. However, when these outsiders' grades are good enough to enter quality high schools in Tianjin, local parents begin to complain that these children are occupying the educational resources of Tianjin's local children. Even after these outer-city families purchase properties, paid social security, and their children receive actual education in Tianjin, the Tianjin municipal government began to clean up these students. Once it is discovered that their social security paid at the time of registration was handled through irregular channels, these children are forced to leave school. In some cases, students are even informed in the afternoon that they must leave school after attending classes in the morning. The root cause of these problems is the unequal distribution of education resources. In China's history, it is not uncommon for people to take exams in different places. In the times of the ancient imperial examination system, people sought better examination opportunities in various ways. For instance, the great poet Bai Zhuyi, whose ancestral home was in Shanxi, was able to take the exam in Anhui through personal connections. Another famous poet of the early Tang Dynasty, Wang Wei, was also from Shanxi, participated in the provincial exam in Jingshi through relations with the royal family. The famous literary scholar of the Song Dynasty, Shu Xi and Shu Zhe, originally from Meishan, Sichuan, chose to travel to Kaifeng to participate in the imperial examination because Kaifeng had the most spots and made it easier to win the title of Jingshi Advanced Scholar, although this was not considered a standard practice at that time. Recently, a high school entrance examination in Xi'an has attracted massive attention and sparked discussions due to a student who scored just 3 points short of perfect. This high-scoring student is from Henan and is already 18 years old, 3 years older than most of his peers. This has led to heated debates among the netizens, questioning whether this student truly outperforms others in intelligence or if he achieved such results from the extra 3 years of study. Some parents have attempted to increase their children's chances of admission by changing their place of study, moving from highly competitive areas like Shandong province to less competitive ones like Heilongjiang province. However, they might need to rethink the strategy. Suppose a child ranks in the top 20% in terms of academic performance in Shandong. This might reflect their intellect level, but even if they move to Heilongjiang, where the education quality might be slightly lower, their IQ level would still be in the top 20%. They might start off slightly ahead due to a better foundation in Shandong, but 3 years later, their academic performance might realign with their IQ level again. Even if they could maintain their initial advantage and enter a better university relative to their IQ level, they would face intense competition. In a prestigious university, those with relatively lower IQs might feel pressured being around high IQ individuals, which may not necessarily benefit their development. Moreover, transfer students might encounter difficulties adjusting to the new environment and making new friends. If they lack self-discipline, they might get addicted to activities such as playing games, which could also affect their studies. For a long time, the high pressure of competition and the high value placed on education in Chinese society have created an atmosphere where hard work and excellent academic performance are seen as means to improve one's social status and quality of life. This phenomenon is not unique to China, but can also be seen in many countries around the world. Lastly, if you enjoy our content and find it helpful, we welcome you to subscribe to our channel so you can continue to receive our updates. We also invite you to share this video to benefit more people. Thank you for your support, and let's work together for a better future for our children.